We are back. Indiana Hoosiers Live 50. Brad, I feel like I've been literally talking all day. I'm fresh off an appearance on the Big Ten show live with Mark Rogers. That aired or was live about an hour ago. That'll be on our channel shortly. I was on College Football Express yesterday with Ryan Winters. That dropped at 7 p.m. So my content has been all over the place, Brad, but I'm excited to get a chance to talk to you about this game. First of all, did you enjoy the bye week? How you feeling?
Enjoyed the bye week. It was nice to get a little, a refresh, kind of just watch the entire country play, not necessarily, be so locked in on Indiana, which is kind of nice and refreshing. Obviously, we miss the Hoosiers. I wish they played every week, but it is kind of nice just to watch football without having any real investment, and kind of just allowed me to lock in on my Dodgers. We're up 2-0 on the Phillies right now. That's huge.
No, it's football season. We're not talking about baseball.
But it's allowed me, to put my attention elsewhere and kind of see what's been going on on the national scene as master of the eye test. It's my duty to understand what's going on in the national scene. And it's your job to give us the scoop on what's going on with the Hooies, right?
Oh, of course. The biggest news going on with the Hoosiers is D'Angelo Pons is back. And we're going to go – we have a little bit of smoke to get to before we go into – obviously an Oregon preview, because 3:30 CBS, College Game Day is going to be there. Talk about all those storylines heading into it. Getting that guy back, I feel like, is something we haven't talked enough about. I don't think we did enough of a job. Well, we didn't even know going into last week that he was going to be out, or 2 weeks ago that he was going to be out. But I feel like we kind of glossed over it during the bye week extravaganza. The fact that we get him back is massive. So I guess there's your open-ended.
Yeah, I don't think we gave the defense enough credit in the Iowa recap that they were able to get that job done without Pons. That's a guy that's able to take away half the field. His impact, I think Gronowski was able to move the ball a little bit better than what we anticipated. But, whether that's home game or the missing of D'Angelo, or just Iowa coming out with a good game plan, or if that's just us missing D'Angelo Pons, guess we'll just never know, And, but it'll be great to have him back, and a perfect time. I think it was great that they made the call. I think we wanted him healthy for Oregon. I think it's very important that he is, considering, just breaking down this team, a lot of weapons. I mean, they're very similar to us. So it's like we need all hands on deck, right? And to have arguably our best player back is huge, and something that just wasn't talked about in terms of our impressive win over Iowa is that we were missing our best player and we still got the job done and held the team to less than 20 points once again.
Couldn't agree more. And I mentioned the bye week extravaganza. If you missed the bye week extravaganza, we had an interview with Brian P. Lawton, the best damn lawyer in the land. That is up on the channel. You can go check that out. We also had an awesome conversation with Jamie Jordan. But the interview with Brian P. Lawton got a ton of really good the reaction was awesome. The responses on Twitter were really cool, and just having the ability to give back to that guy, to thank him, to hear his perspective. You could tell how smart he is, and how much he understood what he was attacking. And that was a really cool experience for me personally, but as to be able to allow Hoosier fans to be able to say thank you was pretty cool.
Yeah, and it was cool to actually interview someone for the first time on our show. We've never actually done it before, and to have that be our first guest, I think was really, really fun. And learned a lot about, the NCAA and kind of how these processes work, and kind of how that JUCO, I don't want to call it loophole, but the new ruling, basically, learning that they're just not under the NCAA umbrella was really enlightening. And yeah, it was just a really fun time. Love the bye week extravaganza. Looking forward to it. We're going to have 2 this year, just like every year. So
yeah, how do we top that one? I don't know, but that's
it's almost like I'm already itching and clawing at the next bye week extravaganza. We got a lot of ball left to play, so we'll just take it.
Yeah, we'll be out in Bloomington before that happens, so you never know who could be out in the next bye week extravaganza.
Yeah, probably some random will meet at Roy's.
You mean upstairs?
Yeah, I guess they're boycotting Roy's these days. I'm so old, It's just,
I don't know. We'll play the hits. We'll play the.
Yeah, dude. I want to go to Roy's and get an AMF, man. What are we doing?
There has been a lot of talk about Old Dominion, how good they are. How important or how much should that game matter? I just want to take the time to say that at least Brad, I feel like I speak for you as well, and most, if not all, of the Indiana fan base. We will not stand in the way of Old Dominion's quest to determine how good they actually are. I think it would be a disservice after what we went through last year to look at the way that team's performing, the way the metrics say, or how good the metrics say that team is, and be like, no, we need to brush them off. So I will be flying the Old Dominion flag the entire season. We'll see what they do against James Madison. That'll be a huge game. But this is a stat that came across the timeline this week. There are 18 FBS teams averaging 7 or more yards per play on offense. There are 22 FBS teams allowing 4.5 yards or fewer on defense. 5 teams are doing both. Indiana and Oregon are 2 of those. Obviously, big matchup this weekend. Ohio State is another one. Texas Tech.
They're pretty good. They're Texas Tech. They're looking to go 12-0. They're looking really good.
And the fifth team? Do you know who the 5th team is?
I think I mean, I could take a guess just based on all the context that you've given. And
it is the Old Dominion Monarchs.
The Monarchs? So, no way. Yep.
Yeah. And then even further, Old Dominion in terms of K Ford ratings, and I know like we spent the beginning of the offseason being like, don't pay attention to these ratings, especially when there's no data. But as they accumulate more data,
I'll stand on K Ford and Massey and SP Plus. Like those are actually real metrics that once you get in season are things I look at personally. Obviously, I'm an eye test guy, but you need numbers to back up what you're seeing, right? And that's how people use. I think people use numbers to tell a story as opposed to you make a story with your eyes and you find numbers to validate that, right?
Yeah, but not
every number tells the whole story. Like I think passing yards is an overrated stat. Anyways.
I was gonna say Old Dominion's had the highest change in K Ford ratings compared to their preseason rating. So the metrics are saying that this team needs to be taken seriously.
Yeah, largest change. It was Austin Old Dominion from what I saw in that K Ford rating.
And then
makes a lot of sense.
Even funnier than that is after all the complaining everybody did about Indiana's non-con, guess who has a higher SP plus rating or whatever? It's strength of record. Sorry. Guess who has a better strength of record than Penn State?
Old Dominion. I saw that.
Kennesaw State.
Kennesaw State. Oh, yeah. They're looking really good. I saw a stat that the teams that we've played so far are 13-2 against everyone else that's not named Indiana. So that should tell you everything you should know. Obviously, I don't think that was the case last year, and the critiques were justified. But this year, you just can't be making that argument with this resume.
No, it just tells me you haven't been watching the team play. That's what it tells me. When you take these like talking points that have been disproven by football on the field in 2025, it's like, okay, I'm gonna dance circles around you because the evidence says otherwise. I don't care what story you want to tell. There are facts out there.
Yeah, and I'm gonna give myself some credit because this is why you pay me the big bucks, right? This is master of the eye test, and obviously I was watching like last year cut-ups of Old Dominion going into the game because that's what you have to do when you watch them going into a first game of the year, right? And
what do you think, Brad? Talking a little Pac-12. I
liked it a little bit. I loved his breakdown of the whole team because it really saves me some talking points, right? I think some of the things he highlighted, those ends, right? Mateo is definitely the guy to watch out for. League sack leader last year, clear first round talent in my eyes. Very obvious. The D-line, O-line, like I should have. I should have mentioned that, I think Oregon's O-line is the best in the country. They have those 2 really good tackles. They were able to supplant a lot of their missing talent with the portal by getting the best of the best, really, with that Nike money. And it's showing. And it's going to be exactly what he said. It's going to be a game, right? These are 2 teams that are very similar, equal in talent. And it's just, I think, we're going to preview, we're going to give game predictions, but like I was talking to you yesterday about this, like this game is a coin flip. Like we are in the show now to go in there. I'm not going to go in there and just be like, yeah, we're going to fucking beat Oregon. Like we're going to do it. Like I don't know what's going to happen. I don't know. I don't think we're going to get blown out. I don't think we're going to blow out Oregon. I think it's going to be a hell of a game. And it really just depends on literally what happens that Saturday.
It's going to be game of the year, Brad. That's why I titled this game of the year.
Like who turns the ball over on that day? Who misses a third down throw here and there? Like it's just
who gets to the quarterback.
That are just going to stack up on terms of who wins that day. And that's what you get when you're in a clash of titans, two legit national title contending teams looking to, potentially go to the Big Ten championship. And that's the kind of what this game is. It's a Big Ten championship semifinal, because IU went, 8-1 in the conference last year and wasn't able to make it. So like winning this game is precedent if they want to accomplish their goals of going to the Big Ten championship and playing in Indy.
It's massive, absolutely massive. Let's speed run through the smoke, and then we'll get into the game preview. But I'm going to rapid fire a bunch of things at you. I just want like real quick thoughts on the things I say. All right. 2 NIL collectives are just paying guys anyway. One of them confirmed in the SEC. Nobody's surprised. What are your thoughts? In terms of the,
what do you mean? Like
so
non-school affiliated NIL collectives?
So you know how Deloitte set up the clearinghouse where you have to like submit the deals and get them approved, and then once the deal's approved, then you can finally start paying guys. Well, there are at least two collectives out there that just says like F Deloitte and are paying people anyway.
Oh, so they're cheating in the SEC again. They're doing the whole,
money under the table, whatever.
Cash in the McDonald's bags. They're doing the whole, suitcase, duffel bag of money on the front porch type deals. That's a Fred Taylor story. Love that story, by the way. Georgia left $250K on his doorstep, and he took the money and committed to Florida. What are they going to do about it?
Yeah, report them.
Yeah, exactly.
That's so funny. Indiana gave a 2024 playoff ring to the team bus driver, and Notre Dame fans lost their minds. It was another part of the saga of Notre Dame fans crying and whining about anything Indiana football this season, like they have nothing better to do. It's sad at this point. I thought it was an awesome gesture by the team. Obviously, you want to reward people who work that hard and who are appreciated by the team, and so I was a huge fan of that.
Yeah, you would think like a fan base like Notre Dame would just take it on the chin and like talking about how we didn't beat anyone all last year, and now it's looking like they're kind of in the same boat as us, where they're going to be a 10-2 team with their best win likely being like a USC, which is going to be very
we were
similar
11-1.
to like our best win being Michigan last year, like a very similar type resume. And yeah, I would love to say I hope you guys make it, but you guys didn't have our back at the time, so it's hard for me to replicate that sentiment.
It's a cold world out there.
Yeah,
it's a cold world out there in the region, right, Brad?
Around,
It's cold world in the region, right, Brad?
Oh, it's so cold. It was so cold there. It was freezing in the region.
That's a Sigs inside joke for anybody. Brian Haynes was all over Twitter last week during the bye week. It was awesome. My favorite quote was him quote tweeting the PFF grades for the defensive line. I think Indiana was 3rd in the country, and he was just like, "We need more. Get north."
Brian Haynes really enjoyed. I think he won the bye week.
He absolutely won the bye week.
He had the most fun, from what I was saying. He's like, "Oh, I haven't looked on Twitter in like a month and a half. So I'm gonna go see what's going on.
See what's good with this thing. Is this thing still on? Dust it off a little bit, fire off a couple bangers, go back to being the best defensive coordinator in the country.
He has his own chair like Sid does, It's like a mini Sig.
I like to think he's like an on-the-go tweeter. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like he's like watching film or he's doing something. Like I don't think he's got like a chair like Sig. I don't think he's at that point yet.
Yeah.
I feel like you got to hit like a later stage of life
to have a chair. Yeah, I hear you.
Indiana's punt block was broken down by Urban Meyer and I believe Jerry DiNardo on Big Ten Network. That was awesome. It was an awesome breakdown. As bad of a guy as Urban Meyer is, he's an awesome football coach and really fun to listen to break down the game. He makes it really easy to understand. I watched those videos. I feel like he's phenomenal. He's so good. So good.
I hate Urban Meyer.
Coming off of that, like I just have t-shirt ideas for days. Like I'm just throwing these out there for free, like Adidas, Home Field, Indiana NIL Club, like Hoosiers Connect. Like take these ideas. They're free. Hunt for the punt. D'Lo, Clay Connor, Bones Jones, and Grant Kane in a safari vehicle just searching for punters. Like that's a banger t-shirt. I don't have the license to be able to go figure that one out. But like somebody does. Like somebody put that on a t-shirt. That'd be phenomenal.
That would be an epic T-shirt. I would get it.
I would buy that T-shirt.
Get Clay Connor on a T-shirt. I'm all over it. All right.
You hunt for the punt. They got like imagine like D'Lo with binoculars, like looking for punters. Bones Jones, like crazy ass, like in the back, like just like
he needs to be holding a machete. You know,
yeah, it's something. Maybe you know what he needs to be holding, Brad?
Bones.
A hammer.
A hammer. That works. That works.
That's a T-shirt. Somebody, please, more talented than me, mock that up or something. Like I don't know. That needs to be a T-shirt. And then people like my money doesn't play football quote. I thought it was really significant that Cignetti poo-pooed the money question. Basically, like, I don't care what their financials are. They have a good football team. We're going to play football. We talked about this for weeks. The second you bring up Oregon's financials and I'm not talking about as fans or as like people observing the sport, but when you're in that building and you have to compete with that team that week, like that does not matter. The second you bring up money in that context, you already lost. You're admitting defeat. So I thought that was extremely important that Cignetti kind of pushed that off to the side and was like, that doesn't matter this week. But money doesn't play.
We saw Gundy fall for the trap. We saw David Braun fall for the trap. It did not work out for them at all. And
money doesn't play football.
And it doesn't play football, right? Like you spend this money to put yourself in a position to be in position, right? Coaching is going to take coaching and players and culture are going to take you to that next level, right? That's why Ohio State won last year. It wasn't just because they had the 40 million. Like they had, honestly, like I've said this before, I don't think they win the championship without losing to Michigan. I really don't. I don't think it happens. They had all the talent in the world. They needed a wake-up call, and that Michigan game was the perfect like catalyst for them to actually kind of lock in and lean on their core values and become, something to rally behind,
Absolutely. The Mendozas gifted the entire team headphones. That was a pretty epic video moment. Cool thing for the brothers to do. Mm-hmm. The NIL deals for the team have been flowing this past week. Kamara had one. Fernando had like 4 or 5 he posted. Like Alberto had a T-Mobile one too. Like the boys are cashing in as they should. And that's just like another reason why you want to be associated with Indiana University is like you do the things that you're coached up to do and the opportunities are going to be there. So really cool to see the guys getting after it last week and having the opportunity to both like sign deals for themselves, but also give back to their teammates.
Love it. Yeah, no, I love the whole team getting headphones is just a sick move by Fernando. And
Alberto.
Heisman Doza, everyone just loving QB1 and the brothers and showing them their love. And yeah.
The band of brothers, baby. Just a band of brothers.
He's corny, but we love him.
Speaking of corny, the Oregon fans don't know a single thing about their mascot. I ruffled a lot of feathers, pun intended, talking about how Oregon borrowed their mascot and copied their mascot from Disney. That's the note I have. I know you have given me a bunch of good nuggets about the Oregon Duck. I definitely don't want to incite a fight or like tell anybody to throw hands or anything like that. But like by far the funniest clip of the Duck is him fighting the Houston Cougar.
100%.
And
not even close.
Hoosier the Bison. Bison can run up to 40 miles an hour. So Hoosier Review had an excellent breakdown of the mascots, like who would win in a fight, basically, or mascot analysis, and Hoosier the Bison by a landslide.
I think it'd be fun if CBS got a little shot of them like going head to head, like like
a face off would be cool. If they actually fought, that would kind of be a disaster. You don't want them to actually. It would be funny, but like
Year one of the Bison, we can't lose them when we just got them.
Hey, listen, Brad, I'll build this even farther. CBS Paramount just signed the UFC 7 years, $7 billion. Like you want to do a little UFC promo with the Duck and the Bison? Like it's sitting right there for you. Again, CBS, this is free. Take these ideas. Like, I'm just handing these out like hotcakes.
Oh man, Keezer's the big idea guy. I just watched
the idea. Well, yeah, you got to know how to. Everybody's got ideas, Brad. It's who acts on these things.
No, I like it. It's free. Take it and run.
Coming off the bye week extravaganza, I was able to look back a little bit last week. I reminisced about the bucket game, put up the picture of Kadick with his tongue out with the bucket. I got a quote from El Banco saying Kadick deserves to be on the Mount Rushmore of Hoosiers. I would honestly agree with him. I know it sounds like a ridiculous statement given how much success we've had in basketball, but for me personally, for anybody kind of around our age to witness the turnaround that we saw, Kadick being somebody who is there through the thick and thin. We saw the little bump first before we saw the explosion. So like Yeah, I full blown agree with that sentiment, and I would put like Mike Kadick would be on my Mount Rushmore of Hoosiers personally. I think in terms of what else he does to like, I think Mike Kadick is like the
Yeah,
perfect Hoosier.
he is a big advocate, is what I would call it, of Indiana and kind of what it's all about. Like he's a great guy. He loves to have fun. He has as loose as he's portrayed on Barstool, he does have a ton of life discipline and good intangibles to him. But at the end of the day, he's a big, goofy, silly, fat center, and he loves to do drunk dropbacks, and it's hilarious, and it's just a great like little. I don't want to belittle and call him a mascot, but like he's kind of just a mascot for the university and just a big kind of admin. Like these are the types of people that go to Indiana.
He's a personality.
Yeah, exactly, a personality. There you go. And yeah, love Mike Kadick. Keep up the good work. He's gonna get a. I think they're gonna renew his contract at this rate.
I would hope so. Game day is going to Eugene, Brad. I say that it's no surprise. This is by far the best game of the weekend, arguably game of the year. But for them to go to a game where they don't have the TV contract while the Red River rivalry is going on, it's significant. It validates what people have been saying about the Big Ten. It validates what we've been saying about this Indiana football team and what Oregon's bringing to the table. I don't think it's a mistake they're going there. So what was your initial reaction to seeing official announcement of game day?
It was just big and rich, and we're coming to your city. Just in my head the whole time. That was the instant reaction. Just rewatching that video over and over again. Wish they showed a little more IU clips. But
it was very heavy on the Oregon side. Like my guard is up, Brad. Like my guard is completely up. Like I could see this being like they just spend 2 hours being like, here comes a showcase for Oregon, and they're gonna again Indiana's this and that, and it's just being a shitstorm. And I could just see myself being upset. I'm not saying that's gonna happen, but I'm just prepared for it. Like you never know with this network.
Got us. We're good.
I know Pat's got us, but you really just never know with this network. My guard's up, and I would say to Hoosier fans, have your guard up when it comes to ESPN.
I know Pat's got us. They give him too much money for him to not speak his mind. So he's gonna be
I know
right.
Pat's got us. I'm just saying everybody else.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm. And who was also a big fan of us? Reese Davis. So we got some insider agents in there, and I'm excited to watch it. And it's gonna be dark. It's a West Coast game day, so it's gonna come out dark. And yeah, I've always loved that. And I haven't really caught too much game day this year, but I'm going to make obviously with IU being a part of it, going to go out of my way to watch it.
Yeah, I would echo that sentiment as well. I don't really want to get into it because I thought the whole conversation kind of went south and in poor taste. The duck on Heps Rock resurfaced this week, and I posted the blog I wrote when it initially happened last year. It's something in poor taste. It was college kids doing something dumb. They very clearly didn't understand what that memorial meant. It was obvious after they deleted the Instagram post. You have, some bad actors on Twitter, some people who take the jokes too far, like try and be offensive or see that it hurts people and double down on it. It is whatever. A majority of the Oregon fans have been overwhelmingly respectful. And so I say that just to say, I think it's time to put that one aside and move past it. So I'm done interacting with that one.
Yeah, let's put it to bed.
Yeah. I'll end it here. The growing sentiment that somebody's going to come and get Curt Cignetti, like it's going to get louder.
Why are we still talking about this?
That's what I'm saying. It's not happening. It's literally not happening. The guy is the conversation's over, and that's the last time I'll entertain that one too. Like he's not leaving.
Even the most pessimistic IU fans that I know have that sentiment that Sig is not leaving. Like it just doesn't make any sense. He's 65. It took, I think, who said this on our show? It was Jamie, right? He was like, they took the Godfather offer just to get him to leave James Madison. Like, what's it going to take to get him to leave Indiana? Like, he just moved there. Like, that's not a guy that wants to move all the time. Like, he's not Lane Kiffin.
It's a guy who's had one chair for 30 years. You think he wants to move?
You're out of your goddamn mind. Even if you had the $160 million it's going to cost to get him, plus 160 plus mil, even if you have it, it's probably going to say no. Because we're the rising superpower of college football. Why would he leave? Obviously, coaches say those things all the time and leave the next day. We hear it all the time, but that's a guy that does not beat around the bush. And when he says something, he means it. So, yeah, I don't think he ever publicly said he wasn't leaving James Madison at that time. So, yeah, full confidence that he's going to stick around.
100%. I only brought it up because of the noise coming out of Penn State and from their fans, and just look at. I saw an Auburn edit on the timeline this past. Like it's just it's going to get comical, but it's no. I echo everything you said. So let's move on. Let's preview Oregon.
In your dreams, in your dreams, and good luck getting Kenny Dillingham too. Good luck.
Yeah, seriously.
You might have a shot, just considering what their NIL capabilities are, but that's going to be a hard pull for get him out of there. So these teams got to start thinking outside the box, or just keep your head coach. It wouldn't be the worst idea. You got a guy that's getting you 10 wins a year. Maybe don't fire him. Just ask a Nebraska fan, if they should fire the coach that gets you 9 wins every year. Ask a Nebraska fan that.
I try not to interact with the Nebraska fans.
Well, I always like to say thank you to Nebraska. So
obviously, I mean, we're going to sell out 8 straight home games at this point, or 8 straight Big Ten games. So obviously, thank you, Nebraska. This wouldn't have happened without them.
No. We've never gotten game day. I saw somewhere where we've been in part of game day for the last 13 games. Ohio State, Notre Dame, Oregon, Washington. Huh. They were at game day for Ohio State, huh? That's the one I was missing. I was thinking about
primetime Hoosiers, baby. Mm-hmm. People want to watch the Indiana Hoosiers.
Crazy. That's a nut stat. Who would have told 2 years ago after the Akron game? You told me that.
That's why I like all this. Like I see 700 or whatever the chirp is at this point. It doesn't even it just bounces. It doesn't affect me at all. It does nothing for me. It does absolutely nothing for me.
Whenever it seems like it's burning down here, Indiana football was in the Signetti area. We just gotta refer to the Akron game. I know. I
don't even know. Burning down. What is? Are you kidding me? It's not even a thought. Or let's talk about Oregon. Let's